Did anything you see change your thought a little bit about how the boot fight is going to play out? Like just a little.
Um, I think it'd probably be a little bit more competitive. To be honest with you, I still pick Boots. I still think it's a good fight, but I think that Ortiz picked Lubin because Lubin is a fast, powerful southpaw, and he wanted to get that look because he know that Boots, you know, go both ways. I still pick Boots. I still pick Boots, but I think it's a tremendous fight now because Ortiz is going to be riding high. I seen how Ortiz was feeling himself. Like Boots, come here. Let's get this smoke.
Yeah.
But I still want to see the fight get signed first because people could talk out in public. This is a prideful sport. That doesn't mean they're gonna fight. I still want to see it get signed first before I say, um, you know, I want to keep talking about a fight that's not signed. I want to see this fight get signed, get some promo done, get a date on it because I'm telling you, people in boxing are liars. I'm just being honest. People in boxing are liars. They say things publicly that don't happen privately, and I'm not taking a shot at either team. I want to see the fight, but I'm not going to keep talking about a fight and keep getting a bunch of hate mail over a fight that's not signed. I want to see it get signed. Heard Oscar De La Hoya say something. He said, "My guy is the A side." See, when people start talking like that, next thing the offers might change, or Eddie Hearn or Boots may say, wait a minute, that's not 50-50. You trying to give us 70-30 or whatever. I don't know. But I'm just telling you that this kind of stuff happens with these fights. So I would like to see it get signed, a date, the promo start, then I could be a little bit more comfortable talking about, the fight. But I do think that the fight um, probably got a little bit more competitive because Virgil was getting some good experience with guys that he feels uh, can get him ready for boots. It doesn't mean it's true or not, but that's how he feels. And a confident fighter is a dangerous fighter. So I think the fight probably a little bit more competitive than I initially thought, but I got Boots still winning the fight by late stoppage.
Does and yeah, I know you don't really want to talk about it too much, but like a two-part question here. Um, can you remember, because I'm trying to remember off the top of my head at least, where you've seen a guy that was number one in a division and never won a belt, like ever. And because
I,
that's
I, I've,
what
I've, I've never seen it before.
yeah.
No, I've never seen, not in my lifetime. Not in my lifetime. I don't know what happened behind the scenes with whatever's going on with Vergil Ortiz because obviously he gets well taken care of with his purses and things like that. But it's unbelievable to me that he's never even fought for a real title. I've never seen that before. A guy that good that's reached this status that's never been a world champion. It's very, very strange. I mean, Ryan Garcia hasn't either, though. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? If you think about it, Ryan Garcia hasn't either.
Yeah, well,
And those are two big stars.
well,
You know,
technically, well, I guess the fight against Javante was a catchweight, so I guess that wouldn't really.
no, that was a catchweight fight at 136, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So I
And he
guess.
lost. So he's never won a title.
Well, I was gonna say like
He
even.
fought Raleigh for a title and lost.
Yeah,
Like, just think about it. And then the Devin fight is a no contest. So it's like, but Virgil Ortiz, in my opinion, is a better fighter than Ryan and never had a title shot.
yeah.
I don't understand that. I just don't. I be sitting down like, damn, man, that kid's good. How come he's never been a world champion? But he's never even had a title shot yet. Not just had an opportunity to fight for a title. He hasn't even had a shot. You know what I mean? Not a thing like, well, you can say Virgil's never been a world champion. He's never even had a chance to fight for a world title. I don't know. He's probably the best guy I've seen in this situation in this era. In other eras where it's one or two belts, you would see it all the time. Like Marvin Hagler had to fight 50 fights before he got a title shot.
Yeah.
Ray Robinson, 75. So you've seen that in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, but very rarely do you see stuff like that from the 90s on back. A guy this accomplished that hasn't had for a title yet.
I think it's kind of, just as simple as the sanctioning bodies doing dumbass shit, He's an interim title holder, and he doesn't get a chance to fight Fundora. He doesn't get a chance to, fight somebody that has a belt. It's just dumb shit, obviously. So
I don't know, man. I don't know, but that's it's disappointing because Virgil Ortiz. People think I might not like Virgil Ortiz because I think that Boots is a little bit better, but I think Virgil Ortiz is a sensational fighter. I really do. I think he can fight his butt off, and belts do matter. You know what I mean? Like they matter until you get to a certain point in your career. There's no fighter in the world that don't want to hear and the new. There's no fighter in the world that doesn't want to say I was a world champion. No fighter wants to do that. So um I you know I would be curious to see what he says about like not being able to fight for a world title. Like I would want to know like what his story is and what happened behind that.
well, I mean,
You know what I
I,
mean? I can't really speak on. I don't know his personal business, but it's just strange that he hasn't had the opportunity yet.
I remember him talking about it in like a different interview, and he was just like, it kind of is what it is. I'm not gonna force things, whatever, whatever. And he was gonna fight Stan Jonas for a belt, but to me, that doesn't really count. That was like a secondary title at the time at 147. So I don't really count that too much. But let's take Boots out of it. Is Virgil, in your opinion, the best guy at 154? Fundora,
I
uh,
would say, honestly, it comes down to Virgil, Fundora, and Boots for me.
if we
I
take
think
Boots out
I
of it.
think if you take Boots out of it, it comes down to Virgil and Fundora. I don't want to put Virgil over Fundora just yet because Fundora is a tall glass of water. He's a tough dude to beat. And he's getting better. Um, so I think that in fairness to Fundora, let somebody go deal with him, and then we could talk about that. But I think those three guys are the top guys. But back to the belts thing, Xander Zayas, his people just made a smart move, right? He got the WBA title. They're gonna get the guy to come to Puerto Rico unified. So if he ever fights one of these guys, even if he's not the best guy, he's gonna have two belts to bring to the table. So he's gonna have a lot of bargaining chips. That was a smart move. Boots and Virgil's team, like they would have to kind of like bend to a Xander Zayas big fight because the guy got three titles, even though both of those guys will be big favorites over if he wins, because he
Mm,
hasn't won the fight yet. But if he wins the fight and he has two titles, um, that was a smart move because Virgil and Boots will be a big favorite to beat Xander.
mhm.
But if he has two belts going into a fight with one of them, he will have major negotiation power against them.
Yeah.
And he beat them to the punch. I thought one of them was going to go get the African dude that beat Talese. And I was like, damn, they let him get it. And then now Bakram is the only other one over there, Bakram and Fundora. So that would have been the one the belt to pick up. But
Yeah.
he beat him to the punch. So now he's going to have major bargaining chips at 154. You
Is
know, this is a business, man, and in boxing, people that make moves like that have big advantages. And that was a smart move on whoever on Xander's team did that. Even though it's a tough fight, it's no guarantee to win the fight. But if let me say that again, if he wins the fight, because that dude's tough. If he wins the fight, he has major negotiation powers against those guys.
would let's say he does win, Xander, because I mean I favor him. I think I'm pretty sure Xander would be the betting favorite in that fight. Um, is having because you know what they say when you win a belt you become I think it's like 20 or 30% better. I don't really know what the saying would be if you win two belts now, but but do you think it's just like he feels like he leveled up because he got one belt? Do you think it's just like, well, damn, like now it's going to be even more harder to beat him? Forget about negotiations, but it's going to be really really hard to beat him because he has two belts now. Like now he feels like he's on like another level, so to speak.
I don't know. I can't speak for him. He's a good young fighter, and I thought he did really well in his title winning performance. I forget the guy's name, but he beat the guy that beat Charles Conwell.
Mhm.
Um, he's a good young fighter. and he seems to be boxing more and getting better. But I think that Virgil and Boots and Fundora are a little bit over him right now in terms of development and where they are. So I wouldn't pick him to beat either one of them, either of the three of them.
Let me shift gears because I really want to get your thoughts on this fight. It's a fight that I'm just interested in seeing. Janibek, Lara, like, is it just a case of, yeah, Janibek just too young, too fresh, or you just like, nah, man, Lara, he still got some tricks.
Um, Janibek should be the favorite, but I want to see it. I want to see it.
Hmm.
You know, he
Is it
should definitely be the favorite, but I would like to see it. Laura's good with southpaws.
yeah? Is
You know
it
what I mean? Laura, I never seen Laura lose to a southpaw. You know, and Laura lose with pressure. You know, when guys put a lot of pressure on him, he's lost fights against Canelo, close fight. Paul Williams, robbery. Jarrett Hurd, I think Jarrett Hurd edged it with the knockdown, but he had to go to hell to get it.
yeah,
And Lara got 3 draws versus guys that's putting pressure on him. But I don't think Janibek puts that kind of pressure. I think he's more of a boxer
yeah,
to me. So I would like to see it, you know. Lara has a style to age as well. He
yeah.
has a style to age as well. So right now, I say 60-40 in Janibek's favor. But I would like to see him do it because we got to see Janibek and tough. We haven't seen him fight, you know, certain level of guy. I'm not saying it's his fault, but we just have. I don't even know who his best opponent would be because we don't even know any of his opponents, to be honest. So just because we don't know him, that doesn't mean they aren't quality. But I would like to see him with somebody. I think this Lara will be his best win if he was doing this fight.
Gotcha.